You wrote on Monday Morning Quarterback this week that when Robert Kraft got his NFL team, and I remember when it was owned by the Gillette family.
Oh, yeah.
And Art Modell gave Robert Kraft some advice on owning an NFL team. What was that advice?
Well, he told him in the year 2000, he sent him tapes of Bill Belichick in his press conferences. And Kraft watched him, and he goes, oh, my God, because Kraft wanted to hire Belichick as his head coach. And but Art Modell told him at the time, it'll be the biggest mistake of your life if you hire him. Because, look, he didn't win in Cleveland. He only had one winning season out of 5. And I think the world thought that Bill Belichick should be a defensive coordinator, which was not unreasonable at the time. But
Right.
Kraft had a thing about having had Belichick on the Patriots staff with Parcells for 1 year. And he said he was just really impressed with him. And he thought one day that if I do get an opportunity, I'm going to move heaven and earth to try to hire him. And honestly, Colin, it turns out to be one of the best decisions in NFL history by an owner.
You know, it's interesting, Peter. You have really, there's nobody that's close. Your relationships to top executive stars in this league. What is your relationship with Belichick? Because he doesn't.
I don't have one. I haven't talked to him in 10 years. In 2007, after the Spygate thing happened, I was critical of Belichick, and I was critical of the Patriots. And that's the last time I ever had a conversation with him. And it's unfortunate, at least for me, because, Belichick to me is, if not the best coach of all time, in the top 3. And, I'd love to be able to have byplay with him, but that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, it is. I had to cover Tark, and at the end it was ugly.
Yeah.
And I was bummed because he was more fascinating as a losing coach than he was as a winning coach.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah.
When you look at this matchup, it's really interesting because we've seen this before. The established team comes to a Super Bowl, a Steelers, a Patriots, Jimmy Johnson's Cowboys, and then here comes the upstart. Last year it's Carolina. Here comes Atlanta, and they got 3 rookies on defense and a second-year head coach. And I can sense the country pulling for Atlanta.
No question.
What do you expect? Like, for instance, somebody on your staff, Andy Benoit, talked about the Falcons' speed, which is seen as their biggest advantage. But he wrote that it could be a disadvantage. Explain that to our audience.
Well, I think that if you saw what happened on that flea flicker play against the Steelers, Colin, where Dion Lewis gets the ball and everyone on Pittsburgh is so ready for Dion Lewis and LeGarrette Blount to be the offense for New England, that they just all sort of get sucked up to the line. But then Chris Hogan gets behind Mike Mitchell and behind the corners of Pittsburgh, and all of a sudden it's an easy touchdown. So just because you have speed, if you're not thinking and if you're not respecting things like play action out of Brady, and if you're not respecting the power of the Patriots running game, I think you can get beat on that.
Yeah. There's a piece of video I want to show. Tom Brady, last night, a 7-year-old boy asked him a question at media night. And I want to play this tape. The little boy asked him about who his hero was, and here it is.
Many people say you're their hero, but who's your hero?
Who's my hero?
No.
It's a great question. Well, I think my dad is my hero because he's someone that I look up to every day. And my dad.
It's wonderfully poignant.
Yeah.
Very authentic. What did you make of Tom Brady Sr.? Somebody theorized to me last night that he feels his son's in a little trouble with the Trump stuff, and that his dad comes out and throws this bomb out there, and it sucks all the attention away from his son. So his dad senses his son's in a little trouble with the Make America Great hat, Trump. I don't know if I believe that.
I don't really believe it. I think that his father, anytime you've put a microphone in front of him in the recent months or recent year or so, he has staunchly, vehemently defended his son that he would ever do anything like cheat to try to win a game. So I think that is where that comes from. I don't think it has anything to do with Trump. In essence, Tom Brady can just choose to not answer the Trump questions, but I think his dad basically wants everybody to know there's no doubt in our family that our son is absolutely, totally innocent. Bob Kraft has said the same thing. The Patriots have said the same thing. Look, people are going to think whatever they want to think, but I think the most important thing to Brady is that the people on his team and the people in his family back him.
Brought to you by 84 Lumber. Are you 84 material?